Hello and welcome to your tea leaf reading for the week of September the 4th to the 10th, 2016 here with Red Earth Goddess. Thank you for watching. And before we get started with the reading, obviously here is the wonderful cup that the leaves will be read with. And you see there the owl is. And it's a big bowl. But before we get the reading started, I wanted to share a little gift with you guys. And I say and I feel and I always mention that words are an exceptionally powerful thing. When we work with specific words that call to our attention, it's good to share that. So on a stone, we have the word prosperity. And we have luck. So I'm just sharing these wonderful words with you at this time. And then we have here a tiger's eye heart, okay? Tiger's eye is an excellent stone. And although I'm not going to get into the properties of it, you can do so on your own time if you're interested. I just want you to know that the heart symbolizes the balance of all things, okay? So let's get this reading started. I'm seeing over here, it could possibly be somebody such as a ballerina, someone in theater, or it could possibly be a dancer. I feel that somebody here that is watching this video feels as though dancing is a very healing element that has been passed on to us. You know, there are people in their communities, in their cultures that dance, you know, that have that cultural strong dances that connects them with their culture, connects them with, you know, dance is a culture really, you know, depending on where you live. And, you know, there's dances in Europe, there's dances in Middle East, there's dances all over the world. And each dance is according to a meaning behind it, okay? Dance is also a great form of exercise. I feel as though I'm seeing a lot of soulmate connections. So I feel that perhaps if you take a class, or it could be even learning about different cultures, like a salsa, for example, you'd perhaps meet a soulmate or go there with a soulmate, if that makes any sense at this time for you, okay? I always say, if you like to take up a new exercise regimen, start dancing in your room, start dancing in your house, you know, get your girls together and dance the night away. Turn off the lights and just dance. Let loose. It's a great stress reliever and it's amazing. Okay, let's turn that. Let's go clockwise. I see here, the way I read this is whatever really catches my attention, okay, and whatever just really, it's not just a visual thing, but it's whatever intuitively grabs my attention that needs to speak up at that moment. I see these 1, 2, 3, 4, however you want to count it. I see this as a road, okay? They can be linked as animals as well, because I do see different animals. But I see this as a road. I see this as a journey. And the great thing is this journey is going upwards, and or it could even be going downwards. But what that basically means is, because we can always go back, right? Retrack our steps and contemplate and things like that. But it is moving forward. It's going in a straight line. It's going in a straight direction. So I feel as though right now at this time, a lot of people have been contemplating and going over what it is that they feel that they should be doing at this time right now in their life journey. You know, we are in the month of September, so this is where people go back to school. They start taking classes again. You know, work starts getting in, different things like that. So I feel like a lot of people right now that are very much into studies are going to be really, really paying attention and giving themselves in their work at this time. And that's a good thing to do, okay? That's an excellent, excellent thing to do. That which you put out, that which you work towards will eventually build upon, okay? You'll work upon, you'll gain more education, you'll gain more knowledge, you'll gain more stability, you'll meet people that will be able to direct you towards a different path if it may be, or even keep you on the same path, but it will direct you towards something, okay? I'm also kind of seeing, well, actually not kind of, I'm really seeing it. I'm seeing a feathered being here. It's an animal with long, beautiful feathers. I feel like there's a person in your life that you're seeing at this point, at this time, that is a very attractive person, okay? Birds and beings also symbolize people. Just remember that. This was also part of the ancient arts where you can see on temples. They were associated with certain tribal people, certain races, certain cultures. This is a beautiful, beautiful person that you find very, very attractive. Something about this person. You know, there's a saying that goes, the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. For example, I had a conversation today with somebody, and they were talking about different cultures and how this type of culture is very attractive and that type of culture is not very attractive. And to me, that can be the opposite. Or to somebody else, that can be the opposite. I always say there's beauty in all cultures. I don't go by cultures, but what is beautiful to you may be beautiful to me. It could be completely different. Sorry, let me rephrase that. What is beautiful to you and ugly to you, which I don't like to use those words or phrases, but the rest of the world does, can be beautiful to me. Your ugly can be my beautiful. You know, my appearance, my personality, my physicality can be ugly to one person, but exceptionally beautiful to somebody else. So, you know, but this is a very beautiful person in terms of you're seeing someone in a light that is in an eye that is very attractive to you. And I feel that this person is awakening what is beauty to you, awakening what is true to you, awakening what you like about people, what you find attractive about people. I feel like this person is also allowing you to learn about who you are and what it is that you're into. People open the doors for other people, okay? By them being themselves, by them portraying themselves. But this person, like I was saying, is a very stable person. This person has a stability below their feet. Something is holding them up, and they have 3 beings on top of them sending them good luck, which is fascinating because we've got luck, a tiger's eye, and prosperity right there, okay? So you got to take all these messages with a grain of salt. So just find out who this beautiful person is. We are all beautiful. It could be you. Usually the people are right under your nose. I'm also seeing, intuitively speaking, as well as just based on what I'm seeing here through the cup. Oh, there's that seahorse that popped out again. I saw that, I think, was it not a week or 2 ago? I'm seeing somebody having a child here, holding a child into its arms, and the face is, the mother is looking at the child, holding the child into its arms. It could also be a baby cat. Do you see the tail there? Cats symbolize the feminine, feline, right? So it's most likely a baby girl or, you know, a cat or whatever, but somebody is bringing in a new child. Children symbolize prosperity and good luck as well for the mother, okay? Children and mothers always will have a connection, that which the mother is, you know, at the end of the day, mothers raise their kids. So if you find your child to be a beautiful, prosperous, which a lot of children do bring to the family, they get that from somewhere, right? They get that from somewhere. So what I was seeing earlier is, again, I'm going to go with my intuition as well. I'm seeing in this cup a lot of flying saucers, okay? Let's just call it flying saucer. I feel what that is trying to say, because intuitively, as you know me, I'm an intuitive reader. I work with my intuition. I'm clairvoyant. I get visions. I get nudges. I get feelings. My third eye is all over the place. I have a third eye in my stomach, okay? So I feel as though a lot of people on planet is really trying to find the meaning of these flying saucers. They're connecting with the ancient ways, and they find that in all the ancient cultures as well as religions, they talk about a flying saucer. Whether it's alien civilizations, whether it was our ancestors. If you ask me, which it shouldn't have to matter, to be honest with you, because your opinion is your opinion, my opinion is my opinion. What I've seen and what you've seen is most likely very different. But based on what I know, what I've experienced, these flying saucers are what we like to call airplanes, okay? In the ancient days, when they created these religions, okay, depending on what you believe of these ancient civilizations, because, you know, we don't necessarily know how old these things date back. They say history does repeat itself. So in the ancient civilizations, if we go back to Lemuria, you know, there have been people, you know, we believe that the Lemurian civilization was far more advanced than it is now. So the technologies that they're creating, you know, is going back to what it was then, for example. So if that's the case, then there had to be technology such as now, right? But if we're talking 1,000 years or 2,000 years ago of these flying saucers, okay, I would say that they're airplanes, okay? There have been made airplanes that look like a round, circular, cycler airplanes, okay, that 100 years ago, 50 years ago, the government, the CIA has built. NASA has built, okay? Humans are a form of aliens, okay? We humans are exceptionally powerful beings. Our cells, our DNA, we only have a form of intelligence that humanity can right now understand with science, okay? There's only so much that they can understand about our own self, about humanity as a whole. But I feel as though there's a lot of this information that's out on the internet right now, and people are making videos. They're making all these videos on YouTube about these flying saucers, that they're capturing it on camera. And a lot of it is hoaxes. A lot of it is BS. A lot of it is counterfeit, and it's like camera made and like things in the clouds. A lot of it is just airplanes, okay? They have these governments, it's just another government trick. These governments, religions have always been a government. Every religion is for a government. It is not for the people. It is for the people to obey the government, okay? So, I don't want to get too much into that, but oh, there we go. Well, I see more wings. There's a lot of wings, guys. I just feel like people from afar are really trying to connect with you. You know, the internet is a vast, vast thing. People talk. There's so many applications. There's so many apps. There's so many devices where people can talk all over the globe. And I feel like two people are coming together, and I feel like in 2017 there's going to be a marriage. It could even be from now till then that there's going to be proposals and communications about marriages taking place. And I feel that this is going to be far from abroad, because if you see this open gap, it's an open gap, okay? You know, like the map, when you look at the map, you're leaving one continent and you're going to another, and there's a huge gap, and the gap is usually an ocean. So I do see that these communications are coming in, and you're going to hear about this very shortly if you're not aware of it right now. Okay? So let's see for one more message, because I'd like to keep this video short. And perhaps I may end up I'm seeing a rabbit here, guys. A hare in particular. On top of another being. Kind of riding through another being. And there's a face here. With a hat. A man with a hat. And he's kind of looking downwards. Do you guys see that? There's going to be connections going on with... I don't know why I'm getting this nudge, this feeling. If you haven't watched Alice in Wonderland, the recent one, the one that just came out a few months ago, I highly suggest that you watch it because there's a connection, something is speaking through to me. You may find in that movie you're going to get some form of answer. Everything speaks in codes, guys. If I'm not mistaken, that movie is all about time. So please watch that video. Time is very important for a lot of people that have been watching me because I do talk about time a lot, but that message is coming out. And another thing that I'd like to share, because that did present itself, is yesterday I decided to go for a walk. As you know me, I love walking. And I was crossing the road. And when I was crossing a road, all of a sudden, this bee started buzzing in my ear, and this bee was following me the whole time. All I hear is buzz right into my ear, as if the bee is gonna go right into my ear. Okay, and I mean 5 minutes, 10 minutes, this bee is going into my ear, and I probably look like a crazy person because I'm like moving my arms around and moving my body around, squirming my body around, like for this bee to kind of like move away from my ear. Because it's, you know what I mean? It's also associated with the divine feminine, eh? Bees are associated with the divine feminine and the number 13. So, which is associated with time, cycles, the old calendar, you know? And all of a sudden, because I'm going in all these directions, I'm walking in a completely different direction from where I'm supposed to go because this bee is buzzing in my ear. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what is it that you have to tell me? This happened to me in May as well, May or June, where I was followed in the forest. I was followed by a bee for 20 minutes. It was going around the crown of my head, moving me towards a certain direction, and it would not leave until I listened to it. So I'm listening to this bee. I'm like, okay, what is it that you want to tell me? What is it? You're not leaving. What is it that you want to tell me, you know? If you're new to my channel and you're like, this girl's crazy, she talks to bees, I'm a shaman, and shamans communicate with all living things. So, as I'm walking, I'm like, okay, what is this? What is it that there's some hidden message that needs to be resolved here? Something needs to come to the forefront. All of a sudden, I find myself in between 3 evergreen trees. And I'm like, all of a sudden, the bee leaves, okay? Once I stop in between these 3 evergreen trees, I stop and I'm like, okay, what am I, you know? And I'm getting irritated, so I'm not really paying attention until it hit me. I realized the bee just left away. The buzzing stopped. The bee was gone. It took me about 2 minutes to kind of resolve that, right? Because you realize the bee's gone. The noise is gone. The buzzing in the ear is gone. Anything that's going in your ear is going to irritate you, right? Then I remembered, oh my gosh. I looked down in between these evergreen trees, which my name, Talar, in the Armenian, Western Armenian language, yes, it does symbolize the tree of life, but it's also associated with the evergreen tree. I looked down, and in between these 3 trees, I found something that was almost coming to the surface. I buried something there, okay? I had buried a letter that I wrote with a vow on it, signed by my name. And I found it, like, peeking out. And then because I was like, oh my God. And next to it, how I knew it was my letter, I'll tell you in a second. Next to it was a white and blue tie that I had literally tied, like a braid. So as a shaman, I work with knots, like I do knotting work, okay? When I really decide that I'm going to do something. I'm not going to tell you what it was for, but I made a vow. And that's when it hit me right then that I'm like, okay, I know what you're trying to tell me. And then that's when I came home yesterday and I made the video on the temple vows. I didn't mention this part in that video, temple vows. If you haven't watched it yet, please go watch it, where I do the oracle readings with Archangel Gabriel. Yeah, so I came home right away. I took a shower and then I did the reading. I recorded and everything, but that's what came through. Then I was like, okay, you know. So, yeah. But I thought I'd just share that with you. So that goes to show, remember guys, whatever you're putting out, it's going to come back to you, but it's going to come back to you in the right time. So watch that Alice in Wonderland video if you haven't seen it yet, okay? So thank you so much for watching. And do keep in touch. Send me an email at redearthgoddess@gmail.com. And looking forward to hearing from you guys. And I promised I will have your readings done. You can send me PayPal, your PayPal funds to redearthgoddess@gmail.com, okay? Stay tuned.